Hi guys, good afternoon. It is 1:20 p.m. We are discussing the 300 most influential people 2020. We've got Jay Palmer, the Forex trader and our intern, and we have Sai Pallavi, the brilliant South Indian actress. Good afternoon, Sai. How are you? Good evening. How are you?
Doing good, thanks.
Good. So I'm going to ask you some basic questions now, probably for the safety side. How are you dealing with lockdown and quarantine? How are you dealing with everything? I know India's completely locked down. How are you dealing with everything?
I think I've come back to work right now, so I'm happy to be working, but then things are still not as good as it was before. We have a smaller crew, but then we are all safe and fine. Otherwise, the quarantine made me spend some time with family and all of that, so it was good. I'm happy.
Brilliant, fantastic. And my other question to you is, obviously, reading things on Wikipedia and that kind of stuff, but it's always good to kind of ask a celebrity how they started. Now, how did you start your career and what made you get into the world of acting and that kind of stuff? How did you start?
I think sometime around 18 or 16 or 18, I did my first dance show. And then I did my second one after my 12th grade. Yeah, the first one was when I was 16 and the second one when I was 18. So that's how people got to know me. And I mean, the directors, whoever wanted me to be part of their film, say 5 years later. So I was doing my med school, and Alphonse, who watched me in one of the shows, wanted me to be part of his film. And that's where it all began. Yeah.
Fantastic. Excellent. Jay, question after you, sir.
Yes, tell us about, just like Kieran said, your career at the start. But tell us, who was those first few people, maybe a few mentors you had early on in your career? How have they impacted you to get you to where you are today?
Every person I've come across, say when I shot or even off screen, they have contributed to whatever I am, either the person on screen or off. So they've contributed. It's very difficult for me to spell the names out, but there are quite a lot of people.
Brilliant. And obviously, as an actress, in the world of being on set and that kind of stuff, because back in the day before COVID-19, there was no such thing as social distancing. So my question to you is, do you feel like the industry that you're in is going to be changed a bit? Obviously, it's going to be changing because people are now limited. Because I've got friends who are directors all saying they can only have 30 to 40 people on set. Do you think, things are going to change for the good? Or do you think the things are going to change for the bad? Because everything right now looks like it's going to go on Netflix and Amazon. Maybe the that theatre kind of cinema, that big premieres may not happen anymore. Do you think it's going to change for the good or the bad?
I can't comment much about what is the situation that's going to happen with the theaters. I think they've opened up the theaters again now, but I don't know how well it's doing. But in terms of content, I think because when you're put under pressure, when you have different kind of challenges, there's something beautiful which comes out of it. So right now, I think there are directors who are in this challenging, this period, they're made to do something different. So with the resources that they're given, they're trying to bring about new interesting projects, and that's a good thing. So I think it's working out for the better because people are being challenged and they're trying even harder than they did before. And the newcomers, new directors, they have very different ideas, and I'm happy that they're doing their work on the OTTs, say Netflix and Prime.
Fantastic, excellent. Jay, question after you.
Of course, right now you can say you're within the arts industry. But me and Kieran, we've spoken to a lot of actors just like yourself, and we can clearly see a lot of them, they're getting into maybe other industries. Maybe they're becoming an influencer on Instagram, or they're getting into Forex trading, etc. Do you see yourself getting into any other industry upcoming years?
I'm not very sure because I don't have my eyes on them right now. I'm just focusing on good scripts, and I think I can see myself only in this field. Maybe a few years down the line, I might do something else, but I'm not sure. Not yet. I don't have an idea.
And also, as an actress, my other question to you, do you, because like Jay said, he was discussing about, moving on, not moving, but always having a safety net. Yeah, always having something to fall back on. Trading and that kind of stuff. Because what we like to do in our agency is we've come up with an idea where, obviously because of this coronavirus thing, and we've offered a lot of great, actors out there looking for, kind of new ideas. Even though, yes, we interview, but at the same time, we also talk to people and say, look, because actors, a lot of actors right now in India are struggling on finance. because they don't know where the money's going to come, if it's going to come from there, so that everyone's making money online. So the trading thing, for instance, it's always a good backup plan. Maybe to Jay's question, to add on to that, do you feel maybe in the couple of maybe in 3 to 4 months or couple of years, you'll be interested in maybe looking at that? You know, you never know in the future.
Right now, with the amount of exposure that I have and my ideas and what I have for my future, I see myself being a doctor. So I am a doctor. I will practice once I'm done with this. But when it comes to the trading industry and all of that, I still need to do my research and see if it works. It resounds with me.
Fantastic. That sounds excellent. And Jay, question after you.
If there was one piece of advice you would give, because of course, you know, you're clearly someone, a lot of people, thousands and millions of people around the world, they're looking up to you. What would that one piece of advice be for someone who's just getting started within the, you know, the arts career?
I wouldn't know much about how this happened to me, but I believe that if you work hard in any industry, not only arts, I kind of did a lot of work behind the screen before I did Premam. That was my first film. I did a lot of dance shows and all of that. So sometimes when I didn't win in those shows, I wondered, I really worked hard. How come it didn't work? How come I didn't win? But in the end, it paid off at this point. So it's just that you need to give your 100%, and it'll work at some point of time. And that time you'll know that all this was supposed to happen because it would grow bigger at a particular point of time. So that is from my personal experience. But in say personality wise, I think it's important if you're in union with yourself, say your thoughts, words and deeds. That's important. As a person, when you grow, things around you change. When you be positive, when you're positive and you spread positive vibes, I think that actually helps, because an opportunity, when you get it right, it's important that you feel good about it and you have that spread across. Otherwise, it's not a very nice feeling, because nothing is constant. Even if you do a film right now, say for the beginners, whoever are trying to get into this industry, I think it's important that they even grow a very strong personality and know who they are before they get into the industry. Apart from working hard for this, they need to also grow their self.
And also looking at your awards, you won a lot of awards. In 2015, you won the Asian Vision Awards, you won that. Asian Net Film Awards, you won that. The 63 Film Awards South, you won that. In the 2016, you won the 5th South Indian Film International Awards, you won that. Vanifra Film Awards, you won that. IBM Films, you won that. The Asian Net, you won that. The Behind the Woods Gold Medal, you won that. CPC Cine Awards, you won that. 65, constant. Behind the Woods Gold Medal again in 2019, you won that. In 65 again, you've been nominated for also 2019. So my question to you now is, who do you dedicate all your success to? Obviously, you've done amazing stuff, winning awards and Filmfare Awards and all these great awards. Who do you dedicate your success to?
All the directors. For whichever film I won, it's for all the directors and the script writers, whoever did it. Because if you don't have a good script, if you don't have a good character penned for you, it's going to show. So you need to have a good platform and a good character for you to perform. So all these awards I dedicated to the respective directors, whoever did the projects with me, because that's what has done this. Yeah.
Well, last couple of questions for Jay.
Talk to us about, of course, fame, right? Being you know, a world-class actor like yourself, fame comes along with a lot of attention. Do you feel that sometimes you want to be by yourself, or you don't want the cameras on you, or you don't want to be in the news as much? Tell us a bit about that.
I think it does get you at some point when you're very, very vulnerable. But again, everything can't be sweet and rosy all the time. If you're enjoying something, you need to pay a little for whatever. See, I enjoy this love and attention. I enjoy the way people like the films, and I get a lot of joy out of seeing them happy. So with that comes a little bit of this, and I think it's okay. But it does mess with your psychology at times. You feel a little vulnerable, you think you want to be left alone, maybe at that point, but otherwise it doesn't stand for long, because I go back to their love And I do that.
Brilliant, brilliant. And my last question to you is, because I'll let you continue and have your dinner and drinks and relax and chill out. What message would you like to say to your fans and your family and, you know, people that supported you, and also at the same time, people that also supported you through your struggling days? Because struggling days are very important because it makes you grow as a person. You know, it's like a flower. You grow as a flower, you know, and the people that are with you are the seeds around you, and they watch you grow, but they're always remembered for who you started from. So what would you like to say to the people that really supported you?
The beauty about my experience was that I never felt that it was a struggle, because people around me kept me very comfortable. Be it my mom, my family, and my friends, they always made sure that I was comfortable in whichever environment. So I'll have to thank them, and I'll have to thank my fans for making me feel this special and for giving me hope. Say if I do a project well, I know that they will enjoy it and I'll feel the love. And if I didn't do one, and I'll know that I need to work harder because I need that love. They got me addicted to that. So I thank them for whatever I feel right now. But I would also want them to be aware of, I don't look at them as fans, because all of us are, again, connected. We're exposed to the same kind of news out there, social media and all of that. I think there's a lot of hatred and a lot of negativity around. I really hope that they focus on what is exactly right, and they say the right things, because all of us right now have a phone. We all have the power to say anything we want. This is where it tests, saying that whether you're a decent human being or not. So it's important for us to be good even when we're anonymous. So I want all of them to be sweet and kind, even if nobody knows who you are, because their kind words make someone really far feel so good. So they still have the power to make someone who's that far feel bad. So they should know that they have the power and use it right. That is all.
Excellent. Well, Sai, Pallavi, I want to say thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
And I want to congratulate you being on the 300 most influential people. I'd love to have dinner one day. Love to meet up and have a mocktail and have some fish and chips and have a chat. It would be great to meet you in person.
I'm a vegetarian. I don't drink. So I think both are off the table.
Yeah, well then don't worry. Yep. It'll be back to biryani and dal and whatever we need to eat. We'll eat it.
Works for me. All right.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Just before you go, darling, 1 second. Just before you.